What you guys, got another case review here for you. Now this one is the case that I used in the build the other day. This is the NZXT Source 220. Now this is a very nice value type case, but if you're on a tight budget, this is the case for you if you want to build a nice gaming rig. Now you can see it's got a mesh front here with three 5¼ inch bays here, which adds good airflow. You've got USB 3.0 and 2.0, and also you've got your headphone and audio jack on the front here. This mesh allows good airflow through the front. You've got your embossed logo on there and a nice raised bezel here around the outside of your front of your case. It takes two 120mm fans on the front, you get one included. So you've got to remember this is a budget case, but it has good airflow with 220mm fans and that mesh front with good airflow. You also have your power button and reset button, which has your LED for your hard drive activity. On the left hand side panel you have a window, as you can see here, which shows all your parts, which is only available from scan. On the other side you just have a still panel. So moving on to the back, we have 4 thumb screws which release the side panels. These are removable. 120mm rear fan which is included, which is a blue LED fan. Input output shield cover area, also 7 PCI expansion slots with ventilation, PSU area for mounting your PSU, and also another ventilation area, and your water cooling area here with the grommets included in the case. Moving on to the top of the case, we have room for 2 more fans, 120mm or 140mm fans. There's no room for any radiators on the top here, I'm afraid. Moving on to the bottom, we can see we have ventilation for the PSU and also room for another 120mm fan here. Now there's no anti-vibration or any filters on this case whatsoever. There's feet that rise the case off the ground, and also a ventilation area to draw air in from the front here, so you can get airflow into the case. Let's take a look inside the case. We have 120mm fan, blue LED one on the rear and one on the front. Now there is room for one more on the front here, which is not included in this case. All the edges are rolled steel, and as you can see we have 8 internal bays, 3½ inch bays for your hard drives. These are a toolless feature where you just turn these to release the actual catch, and then you can put your drive in. Sadly there's no support for SSD drives here, so you will need to use an adapter to use that in this cage. Now you can see me do that in my build if you want to see how to do that. Now also there's 3 5¼ inch bays up the top which are also toolless, and you just pull these out and then slide in your drive, DVD-ROM drive, and that should fit just nicely. These were a little bit tight on installation, I must admit. There's your bag of tricks here. We've got all our gubbins, which is all your screws and all your grommets and all your cable ties and everything else that comes with this build. A nice black interior here, as you can see. So let's take a closer look inside the case. The PSU power supply can be mounted fan up or down. There's no anti-vibration rubber grommets here and no dust filterization at all on this case. You've got all your front panel cables here, which are all black, which are all USB 3, USB, audio, and Molex and 3-pin connectors here for your fans. Also you've got your CPU heatsink area as a nice cutout here, so you can have custom heatsinks on here up to 160mm in height. This is your cable management, as nice and plentiful of holes, but they would have been nice to have some little covers there so you can't see the cables through there, which would have been a nice touch, but this is a value case. There is the actual spray job close up. As you can see, it's a speckled black sort of coatage on that panel there. And on the other side, this is where you can have all your cable management. This has a 20mm gap to put all your cables tucked around here. And as you can see, there's no room for an SSD on the back here, but you've got these little cable areas here where you can put your cable ties through here as well and run all your cables through. So it should be a nice tidy finish once you've finished all your cable management. Plenty of room around the back here, so you don't have to squeeze that panel back on. So as you can see, this is where the front of the case comes off. Now this is pretty easy, you just pull this off. As you can see here, you can either pull it from the bottom or the top depending on what floats your boat, but it's pretty straightforward stuff. And once you get this off, you'll see no filterization here at all on the front, which would have been a nice touch I suppose, but it's pretty open as you can see here, which will let all the dust in. This also supports graphics cards up to around about 12.5 inches in length. Let's just check that flexibility on that window panel there just to make sure, and as you can see it's pretty flexible. Now these don't normally come with a window, that's only available from scan. So if you're looking to build yourself a new computer this Christmas but are on a tight budget, then look at this case. It's called the NZXT Source 220. My name is Brian from briteccomputers.co.uk. If you enjoy these videos guys, then you can hit the like button and also hit the subscribe button if you want to keep up to date and get notified when I upload new videos. You can also check out some of my other videos on how to build a computer and some of the other stuff that I do on this channel.